Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for today's pick and roll live stream here for the Friday NBA slate, April 4th. We're going to dig into things in just a second here. We're going to go through a couple of the games on the slate, a lot of big spreads. We're going to go through some of the big games on the slate. Here are the free picks from my co-host, PipsNBA. They will answer your questions and react to your bets from the chat. If you guys enjoyed the show today, and especially if you want to tail the picks, make sure you do hit the like button. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more content just like this one. Let's go to the recap of the previous show's bets, as we always do to start things off. Unfortunately, a losing day for us after the big SGP loses. We did get a winner on Corey Joseph under PRA. Played way more minutes than expected and still finished under, so perhaps a bit fortunate there. Unfortunately, John Morant doesn't come close on his assists. It just never really got going in that department. And then the big SGP falls short. LeBron doesn't quite get there for rebounds, but Luka Doncic has a poor game overall, and it's a losing day on that one. Down 0.6 units for the day. Still been a winning season, up about 10 units on the season. We'll still look to finish strong here the rest of the way, and we'll try and do so starting off with a game lower down the slate, but it's the Pelicans against the Lakers, and you're looking for a Laker against his former team in this one, Pips.
Yeah, he put such an insane game last time they played, even on the limited minutes, and now Lakers on back-to-back. There is some stuff that Hachimura is doubtful because they have him just returned from the injury and it's back-to-back, so he could sit. We are betting Jason Hayes over 10.5 points, rebounds, and assists, minus 125. In games with Luka, Jackson has been putting crazy performances, averaging 14.7. But last three games, Hachimura returned, and then they kind of went away from playing him big minutes. But without Hachimura, he covered this in 7 out of 8 games, averaging 19.8 points, rebounds, and assists. And against his ex-team, Pelicans, he put 19 points, 10 rebounds game. Ended up with 29 points, rebounds, and assists in 24 minutes. That's like more than points and rebounds per minute. So even if he is playing like 15 minutes like last couple of games, there is a chance that he covers. But I think he should be playing more minutes. And yeah, matchup-wise, it's just everything. Rim, transition, putbacks, pick and roll with Luka going up lately. They allow a ton of rebounds as well. They allow second most points, rebounds, and assists to opposing bigs. Overall, like great matchup, one of the best in the league. They can't really stop Luka, so they'll need to put 2 on the ball most of the time and help, which opens up lobs to Jackson Hayes, cuts, and transition stuff. Overall, I think he should be able to smash this line.
Yeah, so a couple spots here. We'll have Jackson Hayes at minus 125 for you to tail. One spot also has minus 130, which is also fine for this one. Not up everywhere, but up in enough spots to get this one at a solid price to get us started for the day. A lot of big spreads. I'll pull up the FanDuel odds screen here, our presenting sponsor. We'll use their odds screen to go through the games as normal. But as you can see, kind of scrolling through here, a lot of big spreads featured in this one. Not a lot of games with a strong desire to cover in this one. But we'll flip over next to the Golden State Warriors game against the Denver Nuggets because we had a pretty big game. Well, this is a big game in itself. Denver 1-point underdogs away in Golden State. Golden State's second night of the back-to-back because, of course, they played the Lakers last night in a very big game. In the end, the Warriors came through and got the win. They've won 4 games in a row now. They beat the Lakers yesterday by 7. Doncic didn't play well, like I mentioned, and was a bit upset with his performance. You wanted to talk about this game from yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, the closing of the game was really insane shot making and really big game. We've seen Draymond Green doing really trying to get this Defensive Player of the Year. Like he played like a playoff game. But the thing is, Steph, when it matters, when it's a seeding game, when it's like a playoff environment game, last 2 he's just been incredible, and we can expect that from a ton of players. Like these games between like 2nd to 8th seed on the West are playing playoff before playoff, and these guys are going really hard. So that's why on this game, we are going to bet Jokic over 27.5 points, minus 115 and minus 120 are widely available. Moved on FanDuel like 5 minutes ago to 28.5, but like this is the only 28.5 on the market. Everyone else has 27.5. Crazy form for scoring wise for Jokic. This is last 7 game for Jokic. 35 against OKC, the best defense in the league. 34 against Wolves, 61 against Wolves, 39 against Brook Lopez. Like, he was just cooking. Triple teams from Lakers, 28 points. The only game he didn't cover, he scored 27 in 36-point blowout against the Utah Jazz, where he didn't need to do much, honestly. Didn't even play any minutes in the fourth quarter. Like, it was an easy win. One of the most important parts of this is for Jokic when he is playing tight games. So games when they won or lost by 6 points. His numbers are kind of crazy. Looking at the entire season, when they won or lost by 6, so close games, he hit the over in 15 out of 20 and averaging big 32.6 points. Even if he removed the last game where he's played double overtime, he's still averaging 31.1 points in those big games when they need his scoring, when it's a tight game, so they just need to go to him. Covered against some great defensive teams like Clippers twice, and we've seen lately he covered against great teams. Last time against the Golden State Warriors, he had 38 points. Also won by 4, very close game. I expect tonight to be a real battle, and yeah, I think Jokic should be good. Like, when he is trying to score, there is just not much you can do to stop him. And I do think we could see Draymond Green trying some single coverage against Nikola tonight.
How do you think that will go? The Draymond 1v1.
I think it will go well for the Golden State Warriors, but could see Jokic putting big numbers on Draymond. But when you can like do decent job in single coverage against Jokic, that's the best way to go. And Draymond showed throughout the years that he can hold his own. Like, he won't stop Jokic. No one can stop Jokic. But if Jokic scores 35 on 28 field goal attempts and gets like 6 assists, you did a great job against Jokic.
All right, before we go any further, we're going to talk about our presenting sponsor here, the FanDuel Sportsbook. It's the final stretch of the NBA season, and the playoff picture is changing by the minute. Every three-pointer or fourth-quarter comeback means that much more. And with live betting on FanDuel, you can make the playoff picture a little prettier. So even if you miss the first few minutes of the game or want to bet on a fourth-quarter comeback, you can make your picks from the first whistle until the final buzzer. Plus, you can even combine these bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. So however you want to play, now is the perfect time to join. New FanDuel customers get started with $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/board to join today. That's FanDuel.com/board for your shot at $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. But must be 21 plus and present in select states for Kansas affiliation with Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Going back to the FanDuel odds screen here. One more game that we wanted to talk about here before we go over to you guys in the chat. We've got the Houston Rockets, who are home to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder have 6 games left and need 6 more wins to get to 70 games. They're 6.5-point favorites here. The Rockets have a 3-game lead on the third-seeded Denver Nuggets. Rockets closing the season with a pretty tough schedule, to be honest. 5 games left. They have the Thunder, Warriors, Clippers, Lakers, and Nuggets. So their season is very far from over at this point. But what did you want to talk about with this game here?
6 games left, even in 3 at least. Yeah, I think this is the second best game on the schedule tonight. Pretty confident about that one. Every other game, like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10 games with spread with 11 or higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually the spread is maybe a bit too much, but I think this should be a very close game. I think my Rocket can compete here. I'm really interested to see is Thunder starting 2 bigs or just Chet at the 5 against Şengün. I do think if they start Chet, I am really interested. Is he going to get single coverage or they are going to double him like they do to Jokic? I do think best approach to against Houston is to double Şengün because shooters are non-existent. So yep. Not much on that game. Like I just think it's most interesting, and I have some stuff to I'm interested to see what's going to happen. That's it.
Yeah, bit of a tough slate here I showed earlier, but a lot of big spreads. So these are just the games that we wanted to cover here for today. Also more assured of lineups. Next week will be the last week of the regular season for the show. We'll have shows Monday through Thursday. We'll be off on Friday. I'm going to be away for that one, unfortunately. So 4 shows next week. So including today, 5 more shows left in the regular season, but we will have content coming at you for the playoffs as well. All right. We'll go to the chat a little bit earlier than normal, but we'll go to the chat now. Make sure you guys have hit the like button if you're tailing the picks and enjoying the show so far. Let's see what the chat has. If you send in a bet for the chat, make sure you send in with the number and with a price associated with it. So we actually know the kind of bet that we're discussing here. But Nicholas Jepson firstly asks about Zach LaVine over 18.5 points at -115 as the Kings play the Hornets. Comment says that he played the Hornets not too long ago and put up over 40.
Yeah, that's also one of the closest game on the slate. Just I don't know much about opposing team, I would say. Who is playing and how many minutes. And I do see 19.5, so yeah, FanDuel, so I didn't even check. But 18.5 does seem incredibly low. He just scored 18 against the Wizards in a loss. I just don't like the usage for him is just non-existent. Like since DeMar joined and then since the trade, looking at his numbers, he averaging 21.7 points. Games where he played 30 plus minutes. I think he played 30 plus minutes almost every game, averaging 22.5. He actually was covering this and scored 42 against them earlier, so maybe this could be a good bet. Spread is at 11. Do we really think Kings can blow out anyone away?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, so he
they lost to the Wizards in a must-win the other day.
When he's not playing top 10 defense in transition, he's over this line in 11 out of 12, 24.5. I don't think he's handling the ball much. Like his pick and roll ball handler stuff dropped below against spot up and transition lately. Yeah, maybe this is actually a good bet because I watched them lately and they're not been playing that good. The only game he didn't cover was against the Wizards, and he was 1 point away and shot 5 from 13. So maybe there is something to this. Didn't cover against the Knicks, but that was weird, super low usage game. Yeah, let me just see. Shot 42%, 50, 36, 50. So every game that he covered, he was shooting average 50% from the field and covered. So we could make this official bet, third one. Zach LaVine over 18.5 points.
Okay. Shout out to Nicholas Jepson in the chat, finding a bet good enough to feature here on the show. Zach LaVine over 18.5 points, and we can play that for minus 115. Always fun when we get one of these from the chat that makes it into the official section, and we have that here. But I will say, Pip, Zach LaVine, you sure you want Zach LaVine on your record here?
This is the area when like 18.5. Zach LaVine. I know it's territory. It's not like Tyler Hero territory, but it's 18.5. Zach LaVine against horrible defense, and I watched the Hornets play, and I've seen their defense, and it suits him. They are sending. They're playing a ton of zone, and they are sending two on the ball a lot. On the ball will be Sabonis, Monk, and DeRozan. LaVine mostly playing off the ball. He should get some crazy good looks, and he should destroy them in transition. Yeah, I must take 18.5 here. Like,
all right.
I don't trust Kings to blow out them. So there is that.
That's true. Today's the day they do blow them out, though. That's
for sure. Like they'll be up 30 by halftime.
Well, anyways, Zach LaVine over 18.5, minus 115, as found by Nicholas Jepson. Shout outs there. Our third official play of the day. All right, we'll move forward here. Go to the next comment up. We've got, sorry, there's one earlier. We go Michael Porter Jr. over 16.5 points at minus 115 from Turk Blaz.
Yeah, that's okay, but yeah, I think that's okay. Like that type of player does well against like Golden State Warriors. They allow spot up. And doesn't go well with my idea of not doubling Jokic, so I will stay away. But yeah, this is a bit of a lower end of a line.
All right. We'll move to the next. Same user, Turkblaz, ask about Devin Booker over 6.5 assists at minus 125.
Nah, this is a blowout. Don't want to touch this. Same thing with next one. Porzingis blowout. I don't want to oversee blowouts.
Okay. We'll go to the Portland game. We have a couple here. I can't read this username, unfortunately, but Avdia, double-double at about, 1.9, so about minus 111. What do you think here? Been playing really well lately.
Yeah, I said he's like the best candidate for most improved player, but looking at the season, numbers just don't work, but he's been incredible. I don't think it's a double time. I do understand, but I like he's been crushing the rebounds, but betting on wing rebounds for me just not like the greatest idea, so I'll pass.
Next one we have same game. Donovan Clingan doubled. Not double. Over 9.5 rebounds at minus 120. What do you think on this one?
If I've had that price, I will bet it. So yeah, he's been playing an absurd amount of minutes, and he averaged like 12 rebounds per 30 minutes. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, yesterday you mentioned you were a bit afraid of playing him because of the Raptors' potential to go small ball, which they didn't really do, but Clingan got a ton of minutes in that one.
Yeah, so. And now they're playing Bulls.
Yeah,
he needs to be there against Vucevic,
yeah. Of course. Next one, Jalen Duren double-double at 1.86 odds. That's about minus 115.
I think we can bet that as well. Let me just see something.
Let's see.
How do guys usually go against Jacob on rebounding? Can he get like to 10 rebounds? Let me just see recently. I need to go manually because like looking at the players against the Raptors can't do much because Jacob is missing every other game. So
pretty much one on, one off.
Yeah.
I'll pull up his box.
So against the Bulls, Vucevic had 22 and 10. Against the Hornets, Mark Williams had 18 and 12.
He's literally been one game on, one game off since the start of March.
I'm just watching the games when he played. Klingon had 14 rebounds. So who played for the 76ers out of 5? Drummond. Drummond didn't cover. Did not even close.
Wait, which Philly game? The one on March 30th?
Yeah.
That was Bona who started.
Yeah, but that Jacob didn't play that game, so I'm looking at the earlier one.
Okay.
And against the Bulls again, it was Zach Collins, and he had 13 and 15. So kind of they are getting rebounds. Let me just see. We'll add last 15 on Props Madness soon, but let me just see. Raptors allowing. What the fuck? You guys are allowing second most rebounds.
Yeah. Yesterday was a disaster as well. A lot of offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
even
Klingon
Pirtle plays, he doesn't get like a ton of minutes.
I'm completely off here. Like the Portland are playing Bulls. What the fuck am I looking at?
Oh.
I just spent 2 minutes completely off.
No. We're talking about Duren.
Oh yeah. So I have Klingon on the screen. I see them playing Bulls. Like I'm a bit lost here. Sorry.
You're looking at the right matchup.
Yeah, I'm not looking at rebounds allowed for Raptors. Let me just see rebounds. They are allowing 8 most rebounds and 4th most to opposing bigs. So great rebounding matchups. Lately, 12 out of the last 15 bigs covered. Similar types to Duran. Pretty much same thing. Walker Kessler 15, Holmes 11. Even Alex Sarr had 11 and 14. And he's one of the worst rebounders in the league.
And Pirtle did. I'm confident Pirtle played that game.
Yeah. So we'll do Jalen Duren. Do we have this price? Like it's 186 or minus 150.
We actually have minus 110 available at FanDuel. So minus 110.
Let's do
right.
double for.
All right. Minus 110 at FanDuel. Run. Just run. That's the play here. I'm going to look at the screen right now.
Yeah, 23.5 point. Look at this. I don't know. So now it's tough to decide. Like, okay, can you look at my screen on Props Madness? Like, this is over 23.5 points in rebounds combined. So I need to figure out what's the better play. Like, do we play double-double, lower 23.5 points in rebounds?
Well, we've kind of already said double-double.
Yeah, okay. Like, it's close for sure. Like
okay, but if you can't get double-double, because it's still up, but it won't be for much longer, I don't think. You would say you'd also consider the points plus rebounds?
Yeah, it's almost the same play. Like 23.5 points rebounds over. Yeah, it's almost the same play.
Okay. So a couple options there. This is still up. So plenty of time here. The minus 110 is a great number here for Jalen Duren double-double. And that will be the 4th play of the day. So shout out to the chat. We had 2 official plays from Pips and then 2 provided by the chat to bring us to 4 overall.
I trust you guys. Like you had me on Shengun, and now I need to listen to you.
Jalen Duren double-double still available. So this has been up more than long enough for everybody. So unless FanDuel is really confident in the price here on the double-double. But regardless, we've got that play there. Points plus rebounds is also fine to play if you can't get this later in the day. Last player prop question comes from AJ Walker, who asked about Miles Bridges. I don't know if you have these stats, but first quarter rebounds over 1.5 plus 100.
Yeah, let me see. I mean, I actually remember checking that out before the last game. Miles Bridges covered this in 26 out of the last 30 games. Yeah, wasn't covering early into the season, but then since since February, he covered this in 26 out of 30 games, and didn't cover against teams that actually don't allow rebounds. And he's now playing teams that don't allow rebounds. Kings don't allow 6th least rebounds and 3rd least to forwards. So not a great rebounding matchup. That's why we have this. That's why we have this line. It's plus 100 most widely available. He averaged 2.8 rebounds, but last 2 games he played only 7 minutes in the first quarter. So if you look at the games where he played between 6 and 8 minutes, it actually doesn't look good. I mean, lately, yes, but most of these games he did play before this run. Let me see. With Mark Williams, doesn't change. Without LaMelo, yeah, kind of. Yeah, he's limited minutes now because it's last part of the season. So yeah.
All right, so digging in a little bit, maybe not as good looking as it did on the surface, but nonetheless, that'll do it for the show today, guys. 4 official picks in the end. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning into this show and for tuning into another week. Next week's our last week of the regular season. We have 4 shows next week. We're going to be off on the Friday, so make sure you're tuned in. Subscribe to the channel. Support us as we close through the season. Hopefully, we finish the winning season off strongly. All right, official picks recap. 4 plays for us here. Jackson Hayes over 10.5 PRA, minus 125. Nikola Jokic over 27.5 points, minus 115. Zach LaVine over 18.5 points, minus 115. And Jalen Duren double-double, minus 110. Thanks so much again, everybody. Let's have a winning day here. Go into the weekend with a bit of extra profit. Celebrate on the Monday. But we'll be back soon for more from Pick and Roll, presented by FanDuel.